Steve, so I've got it begs the question, why do you do it?
So through a lot of self-analyzation, self-awareness, I've come up with the answer. The truthful answer is that I have this need to find out where the breaking point is. I have this need to find out how far you can push yourself, how far you can push your body, how far you can push the mind. What would that look like? How would you look like? What would you feel like just before that happens? In that moment, what is it going to be? Is it going to be you giving up? Is it going to be something else pushing you to stop? Are you going to run with a broken leg? It's weird. I can't completely explain it. I know that somebody else would probably be able to narrate it a lot more beautifully than what I've done. But it's just basically to see how far you can push the limits, short and sweet. Because we do know that as human beings, we've got so much we can give, and I think David Coggin said that if you think you finished, you're only at 40%. So we have a lot to give. So it's just me trying to figure out where that point is, where that breaking point is.
And I mean, you must have come close at the DECA, because I know at least for the last couple of days on the run specifically, you were running with shin splints, and I've personally had shin splints, and it's just not pleasant. It doesn't go away. It only gets worse. I mean, what was that like?
Yeah, that was challenging. Never had shin splints in my life before. Didn't really know what was happening. So it was extremely challenging. And the only thing you can do for shin splints, as I learned at the event, is rest. And that unfortunately was not an option. So I think I ran the first day of the 422 kilometers, and the rest I had to do a brisk walk. So it really puts a lot of pressure on you to actually finish the event. And it turning into a fracture, it really it places you in a very difficult spot to be able to complete the run in the time that you should. So it was extremely tough. But I mean, obviously I wasn't strong enough because I was the only one that got shin splints. Everybody else completed the run very nicely, so I would need to work a lot harder to get myself stronger in future. But it was tough. I think the biggest driving factor, there were moments on a couple of mornings where you're so tired, you just want to get off your feet and you fall asleep. There was at one point where Tash, the coach, was helping me out with a blister, and she says she looked up for one moment and I was sleeping on the chair. So it really speaks to the exhaustion that you go through with regards to that event. But I knew that I just wanted to finish. I really, you put in so much work to prepare yourself. You really want to finish. So I think your question was, did I come close to the breaking point? I really don't know. I think there were times that you go through despair. I don't know if it's demotivation. I think it's more despair. Think of yourself in the middle of the ocean with no one that's going to come and get you. At times you feel that, and then who knows what drives you to get up and obviously just go and do another loop of 1.3 kilometers to get you 1.3 kilometers closer to where you want to go.
And you spoke a little bit about sometimes the timing was slightly out, you fall asleep at the wrong time, and that catches you off guard, and then you wake up in this panic that says you're running out of time and you're not going to finish.
Oh, absolutely. I think the last 2 days I slept 2 hours. Luckily I had a great team around me. You can't do something like this on your own. The second or the last evening, the Saturday evening, I elected to sleep for an hour. I knew I wouldn't be able to do it if I don't sleep, so I slept for an hour. And I had Cameron sitting there to make sure that I woke up at 12 to carry on, and once you sleep for an hour after going for 24 hours before that, I tell you what, it takes you a few minutes to get up. And that's where you think to yourself, how am I actually going to do this? How? But you get up and you put your running shoes on and you just take the first step, and then it gets a little bit easier, but it doesn't. So and then obviously the pressure of the timing, I knew I was under the gun. I couldn't stop. I needed to just keep walking because running was no longer an option. So definitely a testing phase of the race. But getting to the finish line, nothing compares to that. Then you are just so thankful that you push through. And you know, there's so many Instagram posts about these sayings about, you know, one foot in front of the other one. In the dark times, just have one thing that's driving you. But it really does come down to that 5 seconds of just taking the first step. And once you get going, you know, then you've got momentum. And then it gets you to the next difficult point where you got to make that decision again. So it was an extraordinary experience.
And you made it with how long to go?
2 hours.
So you made it with a 2-hour cover.
Yeah,
Brilliant.
two hours to spare. I've got video footage, evidence of the finish, and it was probably one of the best moments in my life. Really was. Obviously, I would have loved to have done better. I think, yeah, I mean, if you have a look at the athletes, the guy from France that won it, a specialist, he won it. I think his time was 10 days. So yeah, it kind of makes me feel weak. You know, heads up, you got people like Dave from the UK, who's over the age of 60. He came in 3rd place. I mean, the South African team did very well. Blaine came in 4th. He was in the hunt for a 3rd place finish. So yeah, I think everybody had their goal, and most of the guys that finished, it's something that you cannot put into words to anybody. It's absolutely extraordinary to have that feeling, but it's not something you can do alone. So yeah, I mean, from my side, for Nutrate, for the supplement, for all the preparation before the event, definitely couldn't have done it on my own, that's for sure.
But you did it, and that's the main thing.
Apparently that is the main thing. Just
Well
to
done.
say you got the t-shirt.
Exactly.
You got the t-shirt.